What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Chins and Giggles, episode 145. Happy Friday, everybody!
Happy Friday, Queens. I hope you're enjoying the Friday uploads.
We're back. Today, girl, you're going to be disappointed in me, but I had to come on comfy vibes. I love feeling the comfy vibes today, girl. I feel like there's days that I'm feeling the vibes of like the kitten heel, the heel moment, a little night out moment. And today I was like, no, I'm here for the comfy vibe. Why is it cold out of nowhere again?
I thought we were like entering spring already.
I know. I'm like, girl, why is this so
Let's not forget that it always rains in March, though.
It always does. And you know why I know? Because Raul's birthday's on March 10. It's always butterflies and rainbows and sunshine. Days before Raul's birthday, and on March 10, it always rains.
Oh my god.
Never misses. It always rains on his birthday.
Kind of rains in April too.
April showers too. So it's yeah, I thought it was already warming up. I was like, you know what? I'm here for the carne asadas.
Yeah.
I was ready to be outside, and then out of nowhere it starts raining again.
That's just what it is.
Cold
I
as
kind
hell.
of figured like that winter was not over because I feel like it just started feeling like winter, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I feel like every time February comes around, we get a little taste of spring, right?
Yeah.
With February, the sun starts coming out a little bit. And then in March, it starts getting cold again out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But have you noticed that in general? Because even like in May, randomly, it gets really cold.
Yeah.
Because graduations are usually around May. And every time I've gone to a graduation, a high school graduation, it's always freezing.
But that's like when the weather's like hot in the day, cold at night.
No, but like May randomly has its cold ass days too.
Okay.
So, like, if you think about it, if you really think about it, there's more cold days than warm days. And we're in California.
Okay.
So, it's just like, actually, no, because, like, somebody from real winter comes to California, and they're like, you guys don't have winter, you know? So,
I don't know. I'm kind of living for this weather. It makes you kind of, like, stay home and get stuff done, like, low-key. I've been painting the inside of my house. We finally painted our bedroom. So, I'm like, I'm ready to renovate
that wasn't painted yet, like the living room stuff?
My room was not painted right.
Okay, it wasn't painted at all.
Did you see my room how it was before?
I can't remember exactly what color was. What color was it?
I'm gonna add a clip here if y'all haven't seen my TikTok. The walls were
like, clearly you haven't watched it.
No, my walls were so like badly painted.
What color were they?
White.
Oh,
but they painted it so bad where you could still see. It looked primed. You could still see the color underneath. Streaks everywhere. So.
I love the colors that you're going with your house.
Natural Linen by Sherwin-Williams.
Natural Linen? Mm-hmm. Because I've always been obsessed with like bright houses, like the colors bright. And I've always just naturally thought like go with white, right? Like just white because you want like that.
Like a trend.
But it's not. I feel like it gives a hospital. Like white gives hospital. Now that I know what it is, I'm doing my house.
Honestly, I like the color because it's not a taupe, but I'll take that back. It's like it's also not a beige because I know what like an old school beige is, and it's not that. It's not a warm, welcoming, cozy color.
It's a warm white because if I went into your house, I'd be like, this is so bright. It dresses
your walls. Like it just like dresses up your walls.
And it does make the biggest difference because your house is like warm, but in a very bright white way. But it's also like warm. And I think it's the color of your walls.
I love it. So I'm like kind of living for the rain because it really like forces me to stay inside the house. Like I've been extremely influenced to clean my house, like truly have a routine. Because let me tell you something, I'm pretty prideful about my downstairs. Like when my friends come over, they're always pretty impressed how clean I have it down there. And I'm gonna be honest, like my upstairs, like not just my room, the hallways, like it's always like a little bit like random. Like I'm not like spotless up there.
Do you think that's a universal thing with moms or just people where you clean what's like presented to others and then like their room's a mess? Or do you feel like there is people that have like every corner spotless?
I'm so proud of myself. For the past, I want to say 2 weeks, my room has been spotless.
Wow. Okay, that's fucking iconic.
And the only reason right now why it's a little cluttered is because we have like the furniture moved to the center because we had just painted the walls.
Okay.
But even with the chaos of the paint, everything in the middle, it still doesn't look cluttered.
Great. That's good.
Like I feel like I've always kind of had an issue with like I'm like a snake. Like girl, if I'm like going out, I will try different outfits and my clothes is like on the ground.
Oh my gosh, same.
Like
I know. I will try on like 8 different tops and just trying to like put an outfit together. And when I'm in a rush, bitch, the clothes are just flying wherever it lands.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest, like I could be really unorganized when it comes to my clothes. Like the majority of problems I have with my bedroom is like my clothes. Like
me too.
So
clothes everywhere.
And I don't feel like I have this like insane issue just because I know in other aspects of my life I could be clean, but for some reason my bedroom, like I kind of like neglect her a little bit. I've been just like in this like cleaning era, and I've made it a routine every single morning.
Disciplined.
Yeah, I've been like more disciplining myself where I'm like, I feel like I have a morning routine down, right? Like I feel like we all have a morning routine down, but like I started making my bed. If I don't make it, I'll tell Brian, like, can you make the bed? It takes 30 seconds
to and put it kind of sets over the tone, right? Like it sets the tone.
Yeah,
it does set the tone.
I am like, I can't even believe that my room has been this spotless for weeks on end.
That's so
and you know why it's so easy? Because I wake up, oh, I had a glass of water last night. Here, take the cup, take the little snack wrapper, take it downstairs.
Well, the thing is, like with cleaning, when you really think about it, it becomes overwhelming and it becomes a big task because we leave it to the side and you're like, oh my gosh, I'll get to it later. I get to it later. But when you're just upkeeping with it, that's when it's easy because it's just picking up for that hour tidying up. I feel like a lot of times I personally have thought like, oh, laundry day could be this day, but it's like realistically, you could do it every day. I need to work a lot on all of this. And then also I've gotten better at like getting rid of stuff. I'm like, this is clutter. Did you know that it's actually, if you feel like it's a lot of clutter seeing your kids' toys, it's also a lot of clutter for them. Oh, I recently got rid of so many of Mia's toys. Yeah, because they're not gonna use all of them,
I literally know what, like, and I like, I feel like for birthday parties, like, people like spoil them with toys, and I love that for you, like play with all the toys, but like after a while, like having like 5 different little carritos in the house is crazy.
First of all, kids will be obsessed with one toy for literally that day, and then they're over it, and they have their favorite top toys.
Yeah.
So the rest that they don't really pick up, donate them.
Yeah, so even though Noah has a lot of toys and I feel really like bad getting rid of them, I'm like, you do not need like literally 5 bicycles inside the house.
Oh, I'm always throwing away those like little random, because like, okay, you know how like sometimes toys will come with like, I'm thinking of like the Barbie sets, they come with a bunch of little plates or all the little miscellaneous random crap. I'm throwing it away. I don't even tell her. I just like a bunch of little random plastics that it comes
like
with,
shoes
that little shoes or random stuff that I'm like, you're not even paying attention. It just collects a bunch of clutter. I'm like, get rid of it.
Yeah, it is a lot of clutter, and not only should you see your clothes, even your decor. Like, do you have a lot of home decor that you don't know what to do with? Like, I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like sometimes we get overexcited and it's like overconsumption for what?
100%.
Like literally for what? So
it's the same with our closets and with our clothes, Like I really think about it and I'm like, there's a lot of fits that I have that were maybe going out fits.
Yeah.
And they're cute and all, but I'm like, I know I'm not going to wear it again because I feel like I already went out in it a few times.
Yeah.
Why am I keeping it just because I think the shirt's cute? I'm likely not gonna wear it again in a really long time. Literally, the only thing that you wear daily is your essential pieces.
Yeah,
and you could live off of that.
I remember once seeing a video that was like, "What if having your house clean is the door to you having your life organized, you losing weight, you literally everything that you feel like is untouchable? What if just starting at home is the start?"
That's so real.
And chances are, like, if I wake up to a messy home, my mind's already scrambled.
100%.
It's not gonna set the tone for my day. It's just not.
And it just stresses you out, right?
Yeah, it's like there's days where like I do love cleaning.
Look at it and you're like, oh god.
Yes, I do love cleaning, but when there's days where I might not be home as much, where I'm like, and I come back and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've kind of neglected my house. It stresses me out.
I feel like that too. I feel like there's a few areas of my house that are so neglected that I'm like, okay, like sometimes. And you know what? I feel so incredibly blessed to have the home that I have. I'm not gonna lie. There's areas of my house that are so neglected because they legitimately do not see the light of day. Like, I do not see them. Like, I don't.
That's real.
And like the bottom downstairs on that side, we have like a gym. We have a bar that I don't even know if my viewers have ever seen, the bar room where the pool table. Like, I don't even think I've ever showed you guys because we're never at that side of the house. Spaces like that, they do become clutter. They become storage areas, and it does stress me out.
That's real.
Like places like that, or some of the restrooms too.
My storage is my garage, and let me tell you, I feel like a lot of us do this. My garage is like filled with stuff that I'm probably like, if I even my donations, like I will say, like, I try my best to take it to, like the thrift stores or things like that. But I will say, like, sometimes, like, I am the kind that will have just like bags in there and they will stay there for months.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, girl,
we need to do a yard sale.
Oh my gosh, I was just thinking this, Karina, the other day. I'm like, how do I do a yard sale without, like,
I would love to do a yard sale. I have so much
community yard sale. Just put signs like yard sale over here.
I would love to do a yard sale. I feel like I have a lot of, like, because I go through my eras where I want different decor, and then like my style changes, or I'm trying to find my style.
Like, I live in a community. Would you want to do a yard sale in my front, like right there in front of the garage? That'd be iconic.
You would give out your address?
I wouldn't give out my address. I'm saying for the neighborhood. Like, I would just put, like, yard sale.
Totally bring my stuff to your house.
And we could just be chilling there.
100% I'm bringing slime.
I'm just kidding. What?
No, I would totally bring,
because I do want to get rid of a lot of stuff.
That's the thing with me, guys. I feel like I'm always trying to find like a style for the house, and I have a lot of like random furniture pieces that I think that are really good pieces, but they don't go with the style now that I have now. So like, I would love to get rid of a bunch of stuff.
Are yard sales like legal? You don't have to like ask anybody, right?
You need a permit for a yard sale? Why? Wait, you need permits for yard sales?
You're kidding.
I am flabbergasted. I'm about to do a yard sale on live on TikTok shop.
Actually hilarious.
Our yard sale is hilarious on TikTok shop. Imagine.
That's actually low-key iconic. Like, you guys, this couch is $5 right now. Come on, y'all. 5 seconds before. I love Squishy Bunny's live era.
Right? Like, what's the reason?
Like, y'all, every time I'm on my For You page, like, I see y'all live, like, queens on this.
I don't know. I just got into like the TikTok lives, and they're so fun. And I feel like they're really lucrative for businesses.
Yeah.
Like, you see so many businesses on there, and it's because it does do really well. It's really engaging. You're able to show them the product.
I've always been that embarrassed neighbor.
What?
Like, it makes me like shy because my neighbors are gonna see me.
I'll pull up to your house and
Are you that neighbor? Like, I love a neighbor that, like,
I will barely have neighbors like that.
If I see a neighbor, I'll say hi, but I'm not like engaging with a community like that.
I don't see my neighbors on some real shit. I don't think I would even know what they look like.
If you did, though, would you be like, hi, good morning?
I'll smile, like, but I deadass don't see my neighbors.
I feel like if
I was in a community, I could see myself like, hey, queen. Maybe not saying hey, queen, but I would just be like, good morning.
Hey, queen.
Hey, queen.
I love that we're talking about this just because I've been watching the Ruby Frank show. 8 Passengers, like, you know how this YouTuber,
I seen a lot about it. I don't know the details.
Dang, I've been in my like show era. Like, everything that I was not, I'm now becoming. Like, I was never about shows, and I started watching it because Ruby Frank, if y'all don't know, she was she was literally a family vlogger years ago. Actually, I thought it was like kind of recent. It was actually years ago.
Oh, it was. Okay.
She was making like 6 figures with just exploiting her family, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
they were family vloggers.
They were family vloggers, but it wasn't like what you would think.
Is she in jail?
Yeah, she eventually got arrested because she was literally like neglecting her children. Like, she had them tied up. They hadn't ate or anything.
So it wasn't just neglect. That's literally
abuse. Like abusing her and her.
She would tie them up.
Her son's therapist. They had like a thing going on, and they both like neglected the kids. It was weird.
What?
You gotta watch the show. It's on Hulu.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know there was a show.
But she got arrested. I was like, why did she get arrested? It was like so weird. And then you hear the things she did. I was like, what is
She would
going
tie up her kid
on? Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's how it happened. One of her kids like escaped the house and he goes to a neighbor and he's like, how can I call it? Yeah, I need to go to the police station. And he's like bones, Karina. He's so skinny. Yeah. I'm like, you were not feeding your children. You were making them starve.
The fact that, and you know what? I've seen clips of her vlogging and she makes it look like they're this perfect family.
And they'll show like raw footage. She's like, hey, I'm recording. No, that's not the worst. That's not the worst. It was like she was actually, I guess, like completely abusing her kids. Like they literally were not eating. She would have them tied up in, I don't know if it was a closet or in the basement, but she was completely like, she lost her fucking shit.
And where's the dad and all?
And it all had to do with them being possessed.
Possessed?
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing ever. But like, she was off her rocker because her best friend that was living with her, the therapist, was also possessed. But for some reason, she treated her like amazing. Her excuse was that her kids were possessed, and that's why she starved them and she had them locked up. So
is this speaking?
What? So this kind of just but this.
Where was the dad in all of this? Was it?
And the dad is like all interviewed. I'm like, you need to be locked up too. But he's like, I guess he didn't know anything about it. But I know it's so random. But I know we were talking about neighbors.
Is there 8 kids? Or is it 8 passengers? Like, do they have 6 kids
in total?
Why do they call it that? Is it 2 parents and 6 kids?
I'm assuming.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. Like,
but I only brought that up because the whole neighbor thing. Because I feel like I'm not like
what are their neighbors? Their neighbors had to have seen something.
So the neighbors were like saying this.
To be honest, Ruby wasn't the most friendly person.
I don't think she really ever had a major conversation with me the whole time she was here.
She wasn't hosting parties. She wasn't trying to have people come over for brunch or a ladies' day. She kind of, I think, kept to herself.
And they were like, you cannot be serious. This was her red flag from the neighbors. And somebody comment, do my neighbors think I'm a serial killer? I'm like, that is so real because I know this bitch was crazy.
Yeah.
But
interview, it's just like when you hear that with no context, you're thinking like, oh, you know, she didn't seem nice because she didn't invite me over for ladies' day.
No, and even like people were saying like, bro, these neighbors just wanted screen time. Like, what is going on, girl? Like,
just wanted screen time.
Because if my neighbor's questioning why I'm not having brunch parties and inviting them over, like,
I feel like it's like the shy in you that I couldn't see you like bringing cookies to your neighbors, maybe, you know.
But like, can we all mutually agree that none of us are throwing brunch parties with our neighbors? Like,
I think we're just minding our fucking business, like,
right? I don't think that was actually funny. I'm like, but I also did read that community was super close. It's in Utah. Like, I guess their way
they
that
all know each other.
I guess it's one of those communities. It's like, you know, in Mexico, maybe like the pueblitos where they all know each other.
Yeah.
It's giving, when I see the show, like the way they talk about it, it's giving that they're like a very
the whole neighborhood was
knitted community. Mm-hmm. So like, okay, like Queen, first of all, iconic. Where can I move to a neighborhood where y'all inviting people to brunch? Because I know I said I'm a little shy with my neighbors, but like, if you are a queen like that, I would be a queen like that too. Right? That's iconic because I am a host. I love hosting.
Oh my god!
I thought it was iconic.
Like, where do y'all live for real?
But I was just cackling a little bit because I'm like, I have failed as a neighbor. Because whoa, that's crazy.
I don't think I've ever met a neighbor that's like that friendly. Even myself, like another neighbor.
My neighbors were actually like really friendly when I first moved there. We went. I remember we had gone on a walk, and it was like very like movie vibes. Like, we were just walking and they pointed, hey, new neighbors. I was like,
I love that.
And then they were just talking to us. But it was like very like from a movie scene, like, hey, new neighbors. And it was this like funny moment.
I love that.
And like, I feel like I rarely like ever exchange
kind of
anything.
Like, sometimes crave a neighborhood like that.
And then, but Brian does talk to the neighbor, like the dad. Like they I feel like they always make conversations when they're like outside.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I'm more of like I'll walk straight to my car, I'll just do a little wave and like, am I like, is that like every neighbor though? Like,
I feel like most people, just do their thing.
It's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I feel that.
Like, I wish. Oh, you know what though? I do love to see like when you finally kind of like talk.
I thought you were saying I do love to sing.
No, but
Christmas
no,
carols.
I do sometimes. Like, okay, for Halloween, I remember we were outside, me, Noah, and Brian, like taking pictures in front of the door. And the neighbor, she was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like she was.
Do you
just
want me to
like,
take a picture of you guys?
yeah, I think she did. I was like, "Oh, we're okay, thank you."
You're like, girl, I gotta get my
because we had a
IG
tripod.
baddie picture.
Because we had a tripod. I was like, "No, it's okay, thank you so much." Like we got it.
Queen.
And then she was like, "Do you want a little candy?" She was talking to Noah. She's like, "Do you want a candy?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I think this is literally my neighbor's first time meeting my baby."
Aww.
And she was so nice. She brought Noah a little like chocolate bar.
Okay.
I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're so sweet, queen." You know, like, but I feel like I don't have those relationships with my neighbors. I wish I kind of did. Especially now that Noah's a little older. My neighborhood is literally like most of the houses have like a little basketball court. Like they'll have like not court, sorry, the little just like a little.
Yeah, I feel that.
They have him like in front of their garage, like multiple houses. Like it's a thing where like the kids will just go out and play basketball, and there's always kids playing outside. So I feel like eventually I'm gonna like become friends with somebody's parents because Noah's eventually gonna want to step out and like play with the kids. So
I love that. Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny because I was like, whoa, like are our neighbors like really expecting this? It was just hilarious to me.
I wish sometimes I don't really have neighbors much. And the ones that I do have, like, I don't see them at all. Like,
you know, when I do get to like convivir with them, Halloween.
Oh yeah,
because my neighbors will literally be outside their garage, and it's funny because I won't even tell when I'm trick or treating. I'm like walking around, and they're so cool, but I'm not telling them like, oh, I live right here. Like I'm just going around, like
the vibes.
They all seem so nice. It's just,
I love community.
It's just that people are so like different here in America. I feel like Mexico, it's like everybody knows everyone.
Oh, 100%.
And you know what it is though? Sometimes I'm like, it's okay, Myra. Like you could be that neighbor that's like a little friendlier. Like it's okay. You could be that neighbor
that just adds that touch to somebody's morning.
Where I would probably make someone all uncomfortable. I'm just kidding. No, I could maybe bring some comfort to them. Like, oh, she actually wants to like make friends, and
right. I love that.
Yeah, because I do have a neighbor that I have that actually. She's been like a supporter for a while.
Oh, no way.
I've seen her when she like trick or treats and stuff, and she's even like when Handsome had passed, she dropped flowers off.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, okay, that's cute.
Actually, you have the sweetest neighbors. Like, what do you mean? You're like, because you're like, I don't know, like I don't interact with my neighbors much, but you're saying like,
no, they're really sweet.
Neighbors come and say hi to your kids. Hi, new neighbors. Like, what are you talking about? Your neighbors.
I never said they were assholes.
No,
they're amazing.
They sound incredible because you're like, oh, like
I know everybody minds their business.
I mean, they sound like great. All of them sound great.
Yeah, I kind of want to start being that neighbor that like, if I have a neighbor moving in, like I'm gonna bring you baked cookies or something.
Okay, that's fucking iconic.
Like like I want to start being that neighbor, like iconic.
I feel like you're really caught up on a lot going on. So I've been seeing a lot of Rosanna Pansino recently.
Mm-hmm.
She does baking.
Oh, yes.
She does baking, and she's always just like done baking videos and stuff. And recently she started like exposing Mr. Beast, how she had gone on one of his shows, and I believe she was second or third place, but they edited to make it seem that she was like really in seventh place.
No way.
But she was like really upset about it, and she did like she's been speaking up about it a lot, and like honestly, all the internet has been, having her back over it because, Mr. Beast is like idolized and stuff.
Yeah.
I think he's literally a billionaire at this point.
What?
So he was, this was something that happened. It's not as of recently, but I think she still has posted about it recently. The point is like, she had spoken up about it a lot. You've seen it, right? When she was talking about it a lot.
Yeah.
And obviously we were all like backing her up. Like, I feel like mostly everybody was. That it was unfair that they edited it and stuff. And she was basically saying that like all his shows are fake, exposing him for everything. Well, recently, Tana Mojo, she's been hinting to something that happened on Escape the Night. Do you know about Escape the Night with Joey Graceffa and his friends, like other creators? You know who Joey Graceffa is, right?
There's no way.
I feel like we're in a different side of YouTube, Karina.
There's no way. Maybe because the content I was doing, you guys,
I think that's
your
slime
world
and stuff. I feel like like that was kind of
like
my world.
It's okay. I want to know the tea though.
This is Joey Graceffa.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have to know who he is.
Okay, I think it's because of the content I was doing. I always saw them at VidCon and stuff like that. Oh, him. Yeah. So Joey Graceffa has a show called Escape the Night. It used to come out on YouTube Red. It's like huge now.
Wow.
Like they've done so many seasons, and he usually has other creators come on the show. So Tana Mojo, she's been on a couple times. So she had on her podcast, she had hinted to a show that she did with a friend, and she had explained like her experience with it, how it wasn't the best experience on set. They made her feel uncomfortable, like some of the guys on set, right? Like not the creators or not Joey, but like some of the people working on set. Yeah. So she hinted to that on her podcast, and then she also went on Trisha's podcast and she hinted to that too. And Rosanna basically like she kind of like came out of like, I don't know, she does a podcast kind of like calling Tana like a liar about it.
Oh my god.
And she's telling her, well, she did like an entire podcast about it.
Stop.
But I think people are a little bit confused because, you know, it's like it's not Joey doing the podcast. Like Joey's the one that has done the Escape the Night, you know? So it's Rosanna coming out and calling her a liar, calling her this. Like basically like discrediting everything and saying like this didn't happen.
Was she there?
At the same time, she says she wasn't there. Like she was on that show Escape the Night.
Yeah.
But she wasn't there when Tana's talking about her feeling uncomfortable around some of the crew. She wasn't there for that. But she's like saying like, she's basically lying about everything or exaggerating everything. But people are saying, like, what do you mean you're going to discredit her experience that you're saying you were not there for? Like, you were both on the show, but you were not there for that incident.
Yeah.
And you're coming out and calling her a liar when you did in this entire series and the whole, like, past, I don't know how long, your content has been dedicated to your experience with a show on Mr. Beast, but she talks about her experience and you're just shutting her down. So I think that's what people are saying. Like, it's not, people are basically saying like it's not your place to come out and call her a liar. And it's also odd because you have done several videos, like even your Instagram, everything has become about you talking about your experience with Mr. Beast. And, you know, she has all the right to talk about her experience. I think she opened up a lot of people's eyes. And everybody has rallied behind her. Yeah. So for her to come out with all that and then tell Tana, like, you're lying about your experience on set because Joey's amazing and this would never happen. Yeah. And she never even came for Joey. She never even came for him. I actually watched all their podcasts. Like, I watched Tana's podcast. I watched Trisha's podcast. And from a viewer, her saying the story time of her on set, she was never directly exposing anybody. Like even the guy that made her feel uncomfortable, she didn't come for anyone in particular. She was just saying that it was just saying her telling a story like that it was just like a shit show basically on set. That's it. And she never came for Joey. Like, you know, she's good friends with him and everything. So it was just like, I guess it kind of like felt that like people are saying, you know, how Tana, she was just kind of talking about her experience. She was really never shitting on anybody. And then like Rosanna came out and basically was like, you're a liar, you're this. It kind of was like, okay, girl, it was never that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just kind of feels like I feel like I'm getting the vibe that Rosanna, like, she's very about like she's on a roll with like speaking out about stuff, like with her own experience.
Felt like she could like cancel her too.
That she felt like she could be like just clocking everyone's tea.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like a little odd because it's like not really like your business. You know what I mean? It's kind of random. And
like, speak on your experience, girl, but you can't speak on someone else's. That's crazy.
I think that's why people are a little bit confused because we're like, okay, wait, like you spoke heavily on your experience with Mr. Beast and everybody rallied behind you.
Yeah.
And now somebody else is like speaking on something
about it.
Yeah, and like someone else is coming out and saying something and you're saying like, well, you're usually a liar, so this is bullshit. Like kind of like that vibe, you know? And because she said she was there for the set or whatever, like even if you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like it's not a place. Because also she's really close friends with Trisha. Mm-hmm.
So now even Trisha went on her podcast and she was like, this is so weird. Like, we're good friends. We're friends in real life. Like, I go to all her birthday parties. Like, they come to all of our stuff. Like, this is so odd.
And Trisha talks to both of them?
Yeah, so it's just one of those things that you're just like, what is going on? Like, it's somebody that you would never expect this from, like Rosanna.
I would never. She looks like the sweetest,
right? Okay, so I feel
girl.
like in the YouTube world, or at least on that side of YouTube, Rosanna's always been seen as like this delicate, like you know, she's like does bakery, like she looks like the sweetest woman ever, and I would never expect her to be like in any scandals, like whatsoever, right? Like she's the last person you would ever think. So I think that's why people are like, what's going on, girl? Like, what is happening?
Midlife crisis or something?
Like, you know, what's going on? Like, we were all, and you know, and I support her with her telling her story about Mr. Beast. Like, I support her on that. Just like I would support Tana with telling her own experience. So it's just one of those things that is like, what's happening? I don't know. It's a lot. And I know you don't know like her much or what's going on.
What does Mr. Beast do right now?
Mr. Beast is just, I don't even know. I haven't watched his videos in a bit, but I know he's literally like, is he the first billionaire YouTuber? Like, he's literally a billionaire.
Whoa.
It's crazy.
Oh,
but
wow.
just, you know,
I need to catch up with it, I guess.
Trisha Paytas is pregnant.
I know.
How did I just
I love Trisha. Like, I do watch her.
She's pregnant. It's
I know,
crazy.
that's crazy, right? I thought she just had a baby.
She did. She had her baby. I watched her podcast announcing her pregnancy, and she did talk about how it was unexpected. I believe she got pregnant when Elvis was 4 months old.
Oh,
so it was unexpected for her. So baby number 3.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm so proud of Trisha. I feel like she came a really, really long way.
She's come a long way.
She has come a long way. Because I feel like
at some point she didn't know she could have kids.
That part. And like she's just come a long way in general. I feel like
she found the love of her life.
Yeah. Like Moses, like I was gonna say, like, I don't know if you watch him as much, but I love Moses for her. I feel like he grounds her, and like she's literally, he is what she needed.
Yeah.
Like like whenever I see Moses, like the way he is with her, and he just like, he gives me like Raul vibes. Like he's just like so hands on with his babies and stuff. Like he looks like a great dad and a great husband.
Does he have a or he helps on the podcast?
He helps her on the podcast. Yeah, he's like, he comes on camera too.
Yeah.
But whenever things like this happen, and whenever scandals like this happen, people love to bring up like, well, Trisha used to say horrible shit or be a horrible person. I feel like she has just changed so much and grown as a person, and I feel like a big part of it, seeing her become a mom once she found Moses, and she found someone to like truly love her unconditionally, and you know, someone to treat her right. Like I feel like herself, you could see the happiness like beaming on the outside.
Absolutely.
Like you could tell that over the years, maybe she was trying to find herself, or you know, the people around her, or who knows, you know, she's gone through a lot. She's been an open book about everything. But I feel like you truly could see the happiness in her, and like you see it. And as a mom, I see how much even like her kids have done to her, and like you just see it.
Yeah.
And I'm just so happy for her. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Like, she's really beautiful. Just like grown so much, and I'm so
love
proud
that
of her.
for her. Yeah, girl, I agree. There's a lot of beauty and happiness. It makes you look your best, feel your best. It just radiates.
And you could literally, it radiates. You could see it in somebody.
Yeah. So I thought we could end the podcast with a fun segment. I know we get all our information off TikTok, but I had seen this TikTok that was
I can't help it. It's all I do is use TikTok.
No, literally. Like all our topics are from TikTok. And so someone was like, does anyone have any random fun facts about very niche subjects? I'm bored and love learning random things.
I love that. It's giving Reddit a little bit.
It has over 30,000 comments. Like people are going ham.
Gosh. I love me a fun fact. I'm actually the kind of person, like I will actually go on Reddit and search up random shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I do that all the time when I'm bored, like just to get some random ass topics that are entertaining.
Yeah. Okay. So we're just gonna read some fun facts, okay?
Okay.
Some fun facts, and there's a lot in here.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's pick one of the first ones I see. People usually ask what happened when someone dies, not because they're nosy, but because it's our natural instinct to survive. We want to know what to avoid. Do you feel like if you're curious for someone's death?
I'm always curious. It almost feels disrespectful, but I do want to know what happened.
People know like not to ask, right?
But naturally, you're curious.
Yeah, and I mean, apparently the natural...
I don't know if by instinct.
I think, like, you're curious to see, like, I kind of get what they're saying.
I know what I get that. Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like that's so real though. Like,
I wouldn't ask, but
you're just like curious too, huh? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how like obviously everyone has different preferences. Like when they go, like some people don't want a viewing, some people want a viewing.
Yeah.
When it comes to something like that, like passing, would you prefer to be like, you know what, like I don't want anybody to know like what happened to me, or would you be like, no, like just let the people know what happened? Like, like how do you feel about that stuff?
I think I would want my friends and family to know,
right? Like your friends and family to know.
Yeah, because they're gonna. I feel like you would eventually find out, right? Like in your obituary, right?
I also feel like it's one of those things that, like, oh my gosh, it's just so scary to even think about. But like, what happens? Like, oh my gosh, I don't even like thinking of.
Wait,
that
what do you
stuff.
mean?
Like,
I think like normally when someone passes, you kind of like almost like just like share the news. Maybe give the family like a few months.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, because how do you announce, right? Like, oh,
I also
so
think
and so and so died, and this is exactly what happened. Like,
right? I feel like also when somebody,
you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you just see like, oh, by the way, like my friend got ran over by a bus. Like, what? How do you say
ran over
that?
by a bus is crazy.
Like, no, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not laughing. Like,
no, I know
first
what
of all,
you mean.
no,
I know it's
like,
not funny. I know what you mean. It's one of those things like, you guys tragically like got hit by a bus this morning, and like you don't just blur that out. I feel like it's one of those things that you just say like, oh, so we lost this person today, and then what time you like say it,
Yeah.
I also think it depends on how it happens, because I feel like a lot of times if it's a really traumatic way, like the family's probably not ready to talk about something so traumatic.
Yeah. Did you know that the spinal cord has the consistency of a ripe banana?
The spinal what?
Spinal cord? Mm-hmm. Do you know what a ripe banana is?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Wait, no. Like the spinal cord, is that separate from the spine? I'm confused.
Someone's all with or without the peel?
Okay, wait a damn minute. The consistency, like the bone? I need more context.
Cord.
Spinal cord, is that a part of the spine? Is that like just one piece of the spine? The nerve. Oh.
It has a consistency of a ripe banana.
Oh.
Is that why, like, obviously with big falls, you can literally become paralyzed? Because it's that fragile.
Oh. The spinal cord is like a nerve, right?
Bitch. Not as...
Because when you say spinal cord, I'm just thinking your spine. Oh my gosh. Okay. The spinal cord sections and nerve groups. I don't know. It's looking like it's the lifeline of your body. The spinal cord is a cylindrical nerve bundle of nerves that extends from the base of the brain down to the center of the spine. It is enclosed with a vertebral column. Okay, the spine is made up of a lot of stuff. So
someone looked it up to see if it's facts, and they were like, it's literally similar to toothpaste.
Similar to toothpaste?
Yeah.
Anatomy is something I have no clue about. I'll tell you that.
Someone's like, how have I survived for so long? Like,
literally, how am I still walking? I don't know. Isn't your spine like super important? Ripe banana is insane. Well, it's like how they say that if you were to bite into a carrot, the same force that you bite into a carrot, if you bit into your finger, you'd be able to bite it off. But naturally,
oh my god,
you wouldn't like have it in you because by instinct, like But the same.
Oh my gosh, Noah! The other day I was like joking with him, like I was like trying to eat his little fingers, like joking. And tell me why he literally puts his hand in my mouth and I literally bit his fingers. I was like, Noah! Oh my god! Imagine if I was just a little harder, like the carrots of it all. I'm just kidding. The carrots are crazy. I was like, baby, no, like I'm messing with you.
Isn't that crazy though? Like how you could bite into a carrot, but like if you put your finger in your mouth, you won't do it just so like, you can't,
I'll do it right now. Just kidding.
Your instinct won't let you.
That's wild.
Unless you're on some fucking
like
drugs,
shit, chicken wings, I be biting the bone too. Like you can break that bone quick if you want.
Right?
It's crazy. Oh, this is another fun fact. Did you know in black and white movies they would use milk for rain because water wouldn't show up on film?
What? Milk?
Yeah. Have you seen also how they would do their makeup?
Yeah, they put like green and purple
contour. Yeah. So I could see how like water wouldn't show on a
because
black and white
certain
film.
colors contrast more, right, with black
So
and
was
white.
raining milk
That's crazy.
just for it to show the scene. I just want to see in color what a scene looked like with the makeup, the milk, all of it.
That's crazy.
That's wild to think of, huh?
I still don't understand the makeup thing because I'm like, can't you just like add extra for the contrast? But then again, I'm sure like certain colors just popped more.
It was back in the day,
right? Why did like there were for so long? I thought that the world was just black and white, and that's like a dumb thing. But it's just like as a kid, you know.
Yeah, you thought like as like your parents saw black and white.
Like you see how we see each other all in like perfect 4K in real life.
Yeah, it's kind of like in video where they walk off fast. It's like they didn't walk like that.
No shit. You know what I mean? Like you almost like envision, you know, everything we see on film and everything we see of like ancient times, dinosaurs, everything, like it was clear as day. It's hard for me to believe it wasn't pixelated. I imagine.
Did you know penguins don't see humans as a threat because we were the only creatures they've seen walk on two legs like them? They literally think, all right, cool, just like us. I can't. I want a pet penguin.
Oh my god, penguins do walk on their feet.
Oh my gosh, that's actually so cute.
Oh, I love them.
Oh, kings.
How big are penguins? I never seen one in real life.
Short kings, like 5 feet maybe.
5 feet? Is it Myra? 5 feet penguins is insane. They cannot be that big.
Oh, they're not that big?
5 feet? That's probably like a walrus, right? Like a fucking penguin being 5 feet,
maybe 3 feet.
I feel like they're like a foot big.
I think they're not a foot big, girl.
I feel like, okay, the ones I've seen at the zoo are like a foot big, but also like they're at the zoo, so they're probably not at their full potential. That's so tragic. How big are penguins? There's no way they're 5 feet tall. Are you crazy?
They go up to 4 feet.
They could be 4 feet tall?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so cute. So they could be like little big bitches, okay? Like little big icons.
Yeah, like average 3.5 feet.
Oh,
they don't look that little. 1 feet is crazy, Karina.
I thought
that would be like
big.
No way. Really? That's a baby, girl.
No, I deadass thought they were probably like
that one penguin movie.
Did they show humans there?
No, but like even the parents look like much significantly taller than the kids.
I deadass thought that maybe like they were like this big.
3.5 feet is reasonable.
How big is 3.5 feet? Like Noah's size?
Here.
Oh, they're so thick. I can imagine them. Like, how heavy are they?
Oh, like how bulky are they?
I was that kid.
When
I would watch like cute animals on TV or even like Teletubbies as a kid. I always just like loved cute stuff, and I wanted to carry them and just.
They do say that scientists have discovered fossils that are up to 7 feet. Penguins.
Yeah. 7 feet penguins?
No. I'm like, come on, talking.
Okay, 7 foot penguins is crazy. There's no way. It had to have been a walking whale.
More giant,
but also back then whales walked on land, so it was probably a whale they're talking about.
The fucking whales are not 7 feet, girl.
Okay, a 7 foot penguin is diabolical. I just don't understand.
Yeah,
how that's possible.
I don't know. They're talking.
Oh, they're probably so thick. You know, they just look heavy, Myra. Like, I can imagine a little 3 foot king, thick as shit.
Another fact about animals is kind of cute. Hippopotamus milk is pink.
Oh.
Girly pops. Hold on.
Wait, hippopotamus milk is pink?
And their sweat. That's why they always look a little pink. What? I want to sweat pink.
Oh my god, wait. Why did they sweat pink? And why is it pink? Why? Oh. Okay, it's not that cute. It's like blood sweat. Hippos don't turn pink, but they do secrete a reddish fluid that's sometimes called blood sweat. The fluid contains pigments that turn red. Oh, it's because it's exposed to the sunlight. The fluid is actually a skin secretion that protects hippos from sunburn and water damage. Oh, so it protects them. It's like sunscreen. That's iconic.
I mean, that's so cute.
That's so cute. I didn't even know hippos were pink. I thought they were gray.
This is a crazy fact. In the 1960s, the average time a father would hold their baby a day was 20 seconds. Girl.
That's still true for some
At
dads.
least he didn't go to the grocery store and then come back. Like,
that is still true for some dads.
Oh my gosh.
That is actually crazy.
No,
I feel like nowadays it's more common and more accepted for the man to help with their babies.
Yeah, I feel like millennials, we are the new generation that is fully like having the dads do like 50% of
change
it too.
Diapers, help with feeding the kids and everything.
I do see it a lot with millennial parents. The dads are very involved.
Yeah, because even when you think about like the señores, like the older generation, a lot of times you grow up with like the stay-at-home mom.
I feel like literally our generation is what's making it normal.
Yeah.
Like this generation, we are normalizing.
And I think it should be normalized.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's nothing hotter than a dad that is an amazing hands-on dad.
That part.
Because if I see a guy that like doesn't even want to like hold the baby for a second and he's just like throwing everything at the mom, I think that's just such an ick.
Mm-hmm. Did you know when you're gonna throw up, your mouth produces extra saliva to protect the teeth and tongues from the stomach acid? That's why your mouth gets watery.
That's why it does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you know you're gonna throw up. When
your mouth gets watery.
You're like, oh my gosh, that's so
I hate that feeling. I'm like, no. Why is my mouth watering at the thought? Like, no, but like in a bad way. No, in a bad way. Like, I don't want to throw up. I don't know if I have a phobia with throwing up, but I always catch me as a 30-year-old crying when I'm gonna throw up. Like,
that's the thing. People, no, but there's people
I'm like, Brian.
But you also throw up.
Yeah.
Somebody with a real phobia to throwing up will not let it happen. Like, they will not throw up no matter what.
No, I'm just literally like not that long ago we had a stomach bug and I literally was like at the edge of the bed. I was like, Brian, I was like crying. He's like, are you good? I was like, I hate throwing up.
I hate throwing up. I will be at the toilet crying.
Like actually tears and all, bitch.
Like tears, and I'm like, Ro,
I'll throw up on him.
And he's like, what do you want me to do, Queen? I don't know.
Honey.
Like, moral support, pat my back, get water and a towel ready for me. I don't know. Like,
like you need to be like right there patting my back because I can't do it, girl.
Is an absolute. I hate it. I hate throwing
up. Hold my hair. Just be there for support because I cannot do this alone.
Isn't it just such a shitty, horrible feeling?
I hate the feeling, girl.
I hate it so much.
Wow. Now y'all know when your mouth waters, you know what's about to go down, girl.
Oh, I don't like it.
Any Disney fans out there, you might know this. The voices of Mickey and Minnie got married in real life.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I'm not.
Oh, that's so cute. I didn't know that.
She's so cute.
Aww. This is funny. My ex was a rat in human form. Like, that's what he's like.
That's real.
Wow, she's so real for that.
That's iconic, actually. Okay, this is kind of crazy. I feel like I don't know my timelines because every time I hear stuff like this, I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. Did you know that Rosa Parks was alive when Shrek came out?
That's crazy.
I have no sense of time.
Yeah.
That's a whole thing on its own. Like, fun facts about times. Mm-hmm. Like, did you know that... I was going to say a fucking lie. I was going to say, did you know George Washington was president when the dinosaurs were like, I don't know, some bullshit.
Girl, bye.
No, but you hear shit like that. Like, that's a whole thing. Mm-hmm.
Did you know Cleopatra was actually, she's closer to us in years than the pyramids?
What?
That's how long ago she was born after.
What?
She's closer in time to us right now than the pyramids started. She was to when the pyramids were made.
Timelines fucked me up.
That's
Sometimes
crazy,
I hear fun facts about timelines and I'm like, insane. Okay, this is so random. Snail teeth are the hardest substance known to science.
Snail teeth? So their teeth are stronger than their shells. I'm so confused.
I didn't even know they had teeth. What the fuck do they need teeth for?
For real.
Is it the teeth? Maybe it's to get a grip of the floor?
Grip of the floor is crazy.
I don't know. Like, why the fuck do they have teeth? And why are their shells not stronger than their teeth? Because
That's whispered, right?
It's a funny story. Recently, because it's been raining, right outside of our warehouse, like there's like a patch of grass, and like the snails are always in the way of the door.
Oh my gosh!
I pay attention and I try not to step on them. Tell me why Raul has killed a village of freaking snails in the past.
Stop!
Week. He has just unalived.
He needs to stay out and look
about 100 snails in the past week because I'm like, look down! You just killed an entire family of snails, bro.
No,
I know, and I feel so bad. And like as soon as we're stepping out the door to go home, I just tell Raul, look down, because I'm not kidding. The amount of snails he stepped on, I feel so bad for them. I'm like, y'all move. No, and then the other day, he like felt bad about stepping on it, so he just scooted to the side with his foot. I was like, the trauma you just caused that snail.
I know.
I was like, bruh.
He's learning though. He moved it that time. Wow.
Yeah, he literally just threw it to the grass. I was like,
a mama just went back home to her children.
I'm just thinking like you could just picture up. I don't know. I didn't know snails had teeth, first of all.
Wow.
Okay, so this is random but interesting. The human eye can depict more shades of green than any other color, and this is why night vision goggles and cameras are shown in green.
That's crazy, huh?
That's so real, though. There is a million shades of green.
There is. I'm looking at like 6 different ones right now. That's crazy. I can't see that many pinks.
Isn't it crazy how we only see a specific amount of colors, but like birds see so many colors that we don't see?
Birds see other colors that we don't see?
Yeah.
Why am I just learning this right now?
Yeah, birds see more colors.
What colors?
We will never know because we've never imagined them. We can't physically, yeah. Yeah, birds see more colors than humans. Birds have more color receptors in their eyes.
What?
We're only able to see the primary colors and the mix of the primary color. Or like,
I don't even... That's crazy to me.
No, Myra, they say that there's hundreds of colors. We just can't see them. And like you can't even imagine it.
We can't see them or they're not here because how does that even
them? You know how like brown, you'll see brown.
Yeah.
Like a colorblind dog will probably see any color like brown, right? So what if brown is not even brown? What if it's like a very vibrant color that we're not able to see? Yeah.
And that would make the most sense because it's just a bland color.
Yeah. So all those bland colors.
If black is like insanely a bright color and we just
so you know how like have you ever mixed up different colors? I do this all the time when I mix up slimes like random colors together. They always turn like a brown purple and it never has a color, and it's always just like that shade of like it's like mauves, like shades of mauves, browns, like those colors.
Wow.
Like, what if they're actually really pretty colors that we will never be able to see? And for us, it sounds weird because you're like, well, what color are they? We don't know because we're not capable of, our receptors are not capable of seeing that. But birds see way more colors than us. Isn't that crazy? Shit trips me out. Is that why birds are so colorful too?
I'm flabbergasted at this fact.
Their ability to see more colors help them find food, choose mates, and avoid predators.
Find food, so the fucking worms are hot pink.
Another color we're not even capable of seeing.
Are you kidding me?
Isn't that like it just shit like that blows my mind?
That actually kind of like pisses me off a little bit.
It's so unfair, huh?
Right? Like, wait, what?
What do you mean their food? Because don't they eat like literally worms and shit? Like, wait, what color are worms?
Wait, no, that is like the biggest like mindfuck I just had because all the neutrals, all of those have to be insane colorful colors, Karina.
We can't see, like they could see all kinds of stuff.
And I really do feel bad for the dogs that only see like how many tones?
Oh, they don't see much. That's why they recommend getting your dog toys like only is it blue and red or like certain colors that they are able to see because they'll be more interested in them. Aww. So like this is what we see, for example, like in a bird, they'll be able to see even like the ultraviolets and like the
what?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Because even the ones that don't look like they have much color, they do. They see so much. And the thing is, we can't even... No, but there's colors that we cannot even make out in our head and imagine.
Our hair color, like, is it, like, really colorful to them?
Who knows? It's just that we're not capable of even imagining that color, Mara.
That's like so trippy.
It trips me out. Like there must be so many beautiful colors you can't even see.
I did see something on those facts. Did you know Tom and Jerry was intentionally made for deaf people?
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That makes so much sense.
Because there's not much sound. They're just like, oh, wow, that's cute.
Yeah, that's so cute. We want to wrap up this episode with a little what the fuck of the week because...
Like a what the fuck moment?
Yeah, a little what the fuck moment because... Who... TikTok, honey. How y'all letting Casey Anthony make a TikTok? Like, I'm so confused.
The fact that she has followers is beyond me.
That's crazy to me.
But you know what? I'm glad that people are clocking her freaking tea because let's not forget what happened.
She doesn't know how powerful
the
TikTok is right now. They will reopen her case. She doesn't understand.
Oh, yeah.
The FBIs that there are these days.
And you know what? It's like how people are saying, like, if you truly were innocent, you would make a TikTok and say, hey, guys, you know.
She would be using her voice aside of TikTok.
She would be using her voice to advocate for her daughter that they never found the killer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she wouldn't be, you know, like, we all know who the killer is.
You know that the only reason why she didn't do her time was because there was evidence, but there was no proof.
What?
That's why she's like free. And I'm thinking like I didn't even know how the law worked.
Wasn't
but that's
it like really
so
obvious that she did it?
Crazy to me. It was so obvious, but there was no proof that
somebody got to open it back up. That's a cold case. It has to open it back up. TikTok. Let's open it back up.
Isn't that crazy?
Open it back up. And you know what? Justice will be served. It will be served.
It's so crazy. Yes,
it has to be.
And it just makes me sad for that beautiful little girl. I feel like she deserves to have that justice. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that breaks my heart.
Casey Anthony, you should just fucking go hide in your hole and stay there and never see the light of day, bitch.
People have not ran up to her.
Audacity to come out on TikTok and think you could just make a comeback after you unalived your daughter and the whole world knows it. And it's blatantly obvious.
It's so obvious, Karina. I never
the court system failed in that moment, and you think you're just like you could just come back and become an influencer.
I never looked into this case. I didn't. The little bit of research I've done, it's so obvious.
It's so obvious. Even I feel like even the lawyers, everybody knew how obvious it was. It's just that unfortunately they could not get the physical evidence to incarcerate this bitch.
She waited like over a month to call the cops, and not even that. Her mom called the cops. Like. That is just, it blows my mind. And you know, when in the time span before she called the cops, she was like partying and all that.
Yeah.
Your daughter's missing and
she was partying.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's so crazy. When when she gets arrested, like there's like a recording of a call and it's like the mom talking and then like another family member and she's just like stressed out. And then and when the family members are like, if I find out something happened to her, like what did she say? I won't be able to do this. Like, I don't know what she says, but she's like crying. Like, if I find out that something happened to her, Casey, like I will not be able to handle it. Like she's saying, right? And she's like, oh God, you guys are wasting my time. Why am I even talking to you guys? Like, she's like annoyed of it. I'm like, they are hurting for the poor baby.
My
like she was just always so annoyed.
Wow.
And when the mom calls and confirms that the baby that they had, you know, that she was like dead. She was like, surprise, surprise. She says that.
Casey says that.
You're finding out about your daughter's death and you say, surprise, surprise.
Oh.
Like annoyed. Surprise, surprise.
I'm glad that TikTok is ripping this bitch a new asshole because she really thought it's been so many years people are going to forget.
And you know, people probably did kind of like forget about this. I'm, you know what it is? The audacity for her to come on TikTok. But you know what? It might be a blessing. The bitch might actually finally get locked up after this.
I hope so.
Right?
I hope somebody opens up this case again because there's so many. You know what? I feel like that could be an entire episode of cold cases and like diving into them because there's a lot of like John Benet Ramsey and stuff too. Like all those cases are, it's just wild. Like it's insane how a lot of things point to certain people, but like why have I
don't understand how the law works. Like that one blows my mind.
Insane because it's so obvious.
It's so obvious. Even like when she was in jail and she made that one friend and she was like telling her like there were certain things that because there was the friend had told her like, oh, they think that they might have found like the body, and she's like, well, they're looking in the wrong place. Like, she was confident it wasn't her because they were looking in the wrong place. It's like, so you're admitting that she's like somewhere. It's just weird and crazy.
This bitch should never show her face again, and that's like dead ass.
Yeah, people say they've spotted her like at Disney. They spotted her in different places. I'm like, how have people not ran up to this bitch? I'm so confused. Literally, like, what? Oh my gosh, it's just crazy. It's wild.
Goodness.
But that was my little what the fuck moment, because I'm just like mind baffled, and I just know our community is gonna come through. Like, we're gonna lock this bitch up.
Somebody
I know we are.
up this case again and get this bitch in jail where she belongs.
How does that work? Like, when you reopen up a case, like, how does that work?
Well, a lot of cases go cold because they never find, or like there's not, the evidence. They go cold, but they're able to be opened up again. Yeah. You know how, like, if you watch like Cold Files and stuff where they'll open up a case and it's finally solved after like decades?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I hope it is solved. There's a lot of cases where it's just insane how these people are walking free.
Wow.
And she's one of them. The bitch should be in jail for life. Anyways, y'all.
Goodness.
Yeah, that's our what the fuck moment of the week, because why is this bitch on TikTok?
I think we should do a what the fuck moment in every episode.
Right?
Kind of end it with like, what the fuck, you know?
That part.
But wow, guys, we hope you have an amazing Friday.
Yes, on a lighter note, you guys, it's Friday. We hope you guys have a great weekend. Comment down below, what are your plans, y'all? What y'all doing?
We're actually going to Vegas.
Oh my god, I forgot to tell them. Guys, we're gonna be in Vegas this weekend for Raul's birthday. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Make sure you guys tune in, guys.
And I think we might be going without the kids this time.
We're going without the kids, you guys. This is monumental.
Monumental, guys.
We learned from our birthday trip, low key. So this is gonna be a good time, girl.
I'm so excited,
y'all.
But we hope you guys enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, y'all.